Hello guys, my name is Venki and today I'm just going to talk about what is the data types. In data types, specifically we're going to talk about in JavaScript. So data types is a simple user, you can say the type of the data that you are going to use it. For example, if normally number, or you can say floating number, 3 point or string A, B, C. So these are a particular of data type that they belongs. And for those particular of data type, internal memory implementation is different, and the range, the byte is required to store this data is different. Okay, so in general, if we talk about the data types, are the particular type of the data item that are determine what type of operation can be performed on them. Let's say we have 2 and 2, which is equals to 4. Okay, let's say a plus a, which is a single quotes or double quotes, which is equals to a. Okay, so this having the different meaning when the content or data has been changed. Basically, there are the two categories of the data type. One is the reference type, one is the value type. These are also known as the primitive data types, and these are known as the non-primitive data types. Okay, non-primitive. So what is the major difference between the primitive and non-primitive? The memory location and the assignment, how is it happening? That's a major difference. Definitely, I'm going to talk about these things, but let's just let me go through first these are the numbers, which is nothing but 1 2 3 4. String data type is the sequence of the character combined together. Let's say x y z. These are the string type. A boolean means for any particular condition. If we just want to understand whether it's a true or false, so in that particular case, symbol has been introduced in ES6, and undefined is a state of an object, or if it is not defined, if not as declared, but not, that's a particular. None is a value which is holds in it's which means it's a empty value or nothing is in it, is there. Okay. Object is something like which could contain different primitive data types, or you can say objects of objects. Let's say talk about the employee object, which could have an ID, which could have a name, and which could also have a company. Okay. Function is also be treated as an object. Okay, because we can pass as a function. An array is a sequence of, you can say, collection, continuous collection, and in-memory collection is the continuous collection of a same of data types. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5. So this is collectively known as the data. So what is the major difference between reference, why it is being called the reference type, and why it is called as primitive data types? So it happens when we use equals to operator. Reference means they don't have any particular location. So for example, if we go for the object, what happened in the memory, it just occupied a space. And suppose this is our memory, and it occupies a particular space over here. Okay. And let's say I have put ID, name, and salary. Okay, so all ID, name, and salary will be initialized over here, and the reference, the address, what this particular location have some address. It is given to, let's say, let x is equals to this particular object. So it's basically it holds the address. Okay, and let's say down the line when you're writing your code, you have said let y is equals to x. In that particular case, what is being actually copied? It's not copied, it's not being cloned, it is being copied the actual address of it. So it's now, if we go in the more detail, it is being now pointing, it is now pointing by two variables, x and y. Okay, so if any change I will do in X will automatically reflects on Y. So that's key things that this is the key thing that you have to take away from this lecture. But if this is the kind of primitive data type, let's assume this is the primitive data type, and let X is equals to 10, and let okay, Y is equals to X, and I have made some changes into Y. So this is not, this is the because of the primitive data type, it is copying the value, not the reference. So let's say X has been initialized over here with some kind of value, and when I have performed this step, so Y will contain another value at the same point. So these are the two different entities. If I change something, let's say X is equals to 15, now the Y would be still at 10 because it was taking the copy at that particular moment of the time. So that's in a summary what we have to take away from this thing. There are the if you go for the data types, it have there are the two data types of, you can say, value type and reference type. uh, Value, when you are doing the copy, it's actually copying your value, and these are the copying by the reference. So it means when you are changing the original value, or do the operation on any of the references, it will be automatically going to refer on the change on the another value as well. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed this particular video. Please let me know if any feedback, comments, or improvisation is required. I'll keep on improving myself day by day. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Take care.